I would prefer you stand up to, battle, and fail than for you just to agree to the comfort of continuing as before. Change is intense. However, change is workable for some of you. The world won't become simpler out of nowhere. Presently, as you mature, you will have more liabilities, more things that individuals expect out of you. In any case, truly, you can do hard things. In all actuality, for however long there's breath in your lungs.
Ask yourself, what's my fantasy? What's my fantasy?
You believe you're only here to deal with a task, cover the bills, keep a rooftop over your head, a vehicle notes, and afterward pass on. Come on, offer me a reprieve. Increase present expectations of yourself. Challenge yourself. Choose you won't be a similar individual. I believe you should have the mentality that you will carry on with an extended vision of yourself.
Furthermore, you will bet on everything. I don't have the idea about your name. I realize you have a fantasy. You might be paying attention to me in your storeroom, your room, the rec center, the vehicle, the transport, the train, the plane. I don't have the foggiest idea where you're going. However, I realize you are heading off to someplace. You have an objective. Keep a no reason mindset. Then the sky isn't your cutoff. The sky is your beginning stage. I never get switched off.
Each day, I need my fate. I need my fantasy. You must have this vision of yourself past your conditions. You must see yourself consistently. I can do this. I can get this going. I'm honored and exceptionally preferred. Beneficial things should happen to me. You must see yourself consistently and forget about those old contemplations, that old conviction framework.
Consistently, you must sell yourself on that it's conceivable. You want to head off to some place you won't ever go. You must accomplish something you won't ever do. You have to say something you won't ever say. You must go to a spot in you that you've never at any point been to. You're not condemned to this life along these lines. You picked it.
I feel like on this side of coronavirus, like I've attempted to try and hit an alternate stuff. Since one thing that I've understood throughout the course of recent years in my day-to-day existence, things that I underestimate to be taken from me. Thus now, any second that I get an opportunity just to sort of talk or to convey or to move someone to perhaps do what I long for individuals to do, for me to do, not even you, yet for me to try and do. And that is to carry on with a daily existence where I awaken and I search in the mirror still up in the air to stand up to myself. Not set in stone to have compromise within myself when I'm open and I'm straightforward with my ways of behaving and how I'm working and how I'm doing my time and my energy and my concentration.
It's just plain obvious. Let me share something with you. The most straightforward thing I've at any point done was to procure $1 million. The most troublesome thing I've at any point done was to accept it could happen to me. We believe should follow through with something. We as a whole need to be someone. We as a whole need to head off to someplace. If these things will occur, we must stop routinely inclining toward excuses. You have a fate to satisfy. You have reason to stroll in. You have a test to pass. You have dabs to associate, rooms to stroll in, stages to remain on, and tables to take a seat at.
You got to place another psyche in you. You quit thinking about to get. You have got to start to rebuild your reasoning.
I'm prepared to do this for my loved ones. I'm prepared to do this for my mom. I'm prepared to win for my dad. I'm prepared to leave a mark on the world and prepared to accomplish something that no one at any point figured I could do.
And we mistake the fact that we're supposed to be comfortable 24/7. Well, let me tell you something. Comfortable is equivalent to complacent.
It's not generally about achievement. I decided not to be an everyday person. It's my entitlement to be exceptional on the off chance that I would be able.
I look for an open door, not security. I need to go ahead with the potentially dangerous course of action, to dream and to work, to fizzle and to succeed. I will not live from hand to mouth. I favor the difficulties of life to the reliable presence, the excitement of satisfaction to the old karma of perfect world. I won't ever fall before any expert, nor its whisk to any danger. It's my legacy to stand erect, pleased, and unafraid, to confront the world strongly and say, have done.
Who question you? I'm stressed when you question you. Since when you question you, you can't finish anything. At the point when you question you, each easily overlooked detail that hinders you turns you back. At the point when you question you, out of nowhere things simply appear to be more diligent. In any case, out of every individual who questions you, you can't question you. You got to trust in you. You got to put stock in your capacity. You have got to accept that you can win.
We get one opportunity to come this way. We get one shot. We got one life to live. Life is too short to make excuses.
I just came to converse with the distinct advantages and to the change specialists who will go up against any piece of you that is not addressing your frantically, stunningly astounding future.
At the point when someone is infatuated with who they've been called to become, what they've been called to satisfy, what they've been bound to do, there is no 3-day weekend. I'm telling you, don't stand by another second. Try not to stand by one more day. Try not to stand by one more moment. It's desolate. It's difficult. It requires discipline. It requires persistence. It's an outlook. It's not over until I win. Individuals that rationalize are not associated with their objective. They don't have a final plan. They don't have an objective. You have permitted yourself to turn into a failure point covered under the cover of reasons. However, I'm simply contemplating whether there's anyone here that has a fantasy. I'm prepared. Come on, come on. I'm prepared. Come on, let me hear you. I'm prepared. Once again, I'm prepared.
The pen has forever been in your grasp. I say compose a story that will be great to peruse. Also, ask yourself, what's my fantasy? What are you ready to do that you've never finished? What are you ready to say that you've never said?
At the point when you live like a hero, you are cautious, you are valiant, you step up, you are aggressive, you have an extended vision of yourself. You will take a few risks on you. You will risk on you. You don't make do with all that when you're a fighter. Furthermore, you must be in battle mode. You must be prepared to battle. Life is a battle for an area. When you quit battling for what you need, what you don't need will naturally dominate.
This is the year for reset. This is the year for restart. This is the year for reignite. This is the year for rehashing the things that you love. This is the year for committing once again. This is the year for upgrades. This is the year for reconnecting. This is the year for restart. This is that year.
Like a fighter and bite the dust, a legend.
I really want to continually remind myself again and again.
I need to constantly remind myself over and over again, I am not yet where I want to be, but I know I'll get there.
At the point when you put forth an objective, there should be a need to get moving. Obviously, we don't have the fortitude, and that is the stuff, boldness.
It takes guts to do what you realize you really want to do. If you don't dare to act, life commonly will continue you and make you act. Life will outshine your butt so terrible. You will be so hopeless. You will get such a lot of misery. You say, yes.
I will make it happen. What do you believe that I should do? Take me. That fantasy won't stand by and say, take a load off. It will say, come get me. Get me if possible. If by some stroke of good luck, I'd taken the risk, they didn't begin a business. They didn't ask that pulver-eyes out for a date. They didn't travel. They had an open door at one guide in their life toward accomplishing something past leave nothing to chance. They decided to avoid that, and presently they think twice about it. Many of us wouldn't do the things that we like to do and don't act considering absence of self-assurance. We don't trust sufficient in ourselves.
Have confidence in all that you are and comprehend that inside you there's an option that could be more prominent than any snag you'll at any point confront. Have confidence in your capacities. Buckle down, never surrender. What's more, you can achieve absolutely anything. It's everything on you.
On the off chance that you fizzle, this is on the grounds that you quit running. On the off chance that you fall flat, this is on the grounds that you quit crushing. You are quite mindful. You quit working. You quit working for that fantasy. They're hung in front of you. The gift that God left you. Try not to be the individual that neglects to open your gift, since that fantasy has all that you want in it. That fantasy is the street that will prompt your heaven.
Lament harms. There's no doubt about that. However, stop and think for a minute. Lament additionally trains. Also, you can have one without the other. So assuming you stay away from the aggravation, you don't get any of the learning. So what you need to do is have the option to deal with that aggravation. Furthermore, I believe there's a way for us to do that. To take our second thoughts, use them as signs.
You, my companions, will arrive. You will get that advancement. You will finish that long-distance race, and you will quickly get away.
In addition to the fact that you can your life, you can reproduce it. Since to start to re-examine your life, you must make a cognizant, conscious, decided exertion.
That you truly got to place all of yourself into it. There's nothing going to stop me. If you didn't make me, you can't break me. If you didn't make the sun come up, you can stop me. If you didn't make the moon sparkle around evening time, you can stop me. My motivation, my will, my commitment, my inspiration is tied in with doing the business. Since think about what, lovely people, I'm about that. I'm about that business. I'm about that life. What are you about?
Discipline sounds hard. However, it's just hard when you don't need the award adequately terrible. At the point when you need something adequately awful, you will get up ahead of schedule. At the point when you need something adequately awful, you will pass on spending time with your companions. At the point when you need something adequately terrible, you won't withdraw. You don't need to demonstrate anything to anybody yet yourself. You'll start to find a few things about you that you don't realize you have. Begin sitting tight for your fantasies. Run towards your fantasy. Since the second you quit running, the second you quit battling, is the day you will lose it.
Try not to sit tight for it. Keep on battling. Keep on pursuing. Also, what you really ask for from your life. Today is here. Today you're relaxing. Today is your chance. Work is like damnation. Break the ground and continue to move. Make the ground shake. Break the world. Get it rolling. Don't allow anything to stop you. At the point when the remainder of the world closes you down, you must be the one to stand up. Whoop, shout out, stand tall, buckle down, dig profoundly, and pursue it. The very first moment or at some point, you choose. I think back occasionally of snapshots of disappointments from before.
I wish I had pursued better choices in my day-to-day existence. I really do. If by some stroke of good luck, I had pushed a tiny bit of spot more, improved.
Simply an inch, a small part of an inch is all I expected to give. I know, lovely people, there are minutes in your day-to-day existence you've encountered it as well. You didn't ascend to the test when it called for you. You didn't ascend to the test since you feared. We want to comprehend how to manage our gloomy feelings. We can't disregard them like no second thoughts. We can flounder in them like, good gracious, it's so horrible. I'm a horrendous individual. So among the false impressions are, we imagine that when we experience lament, it's in some way a distortion when truth be told. Everyone encounters lament. Lament makes us human. Lament is important for the human condition. Furthermore, we feel that lament makes us more fragile when, truth be told, the expiration demonstrates the way that, done well, lament can make us more grounded, that we can enroll our second thoughts as a motor for positive headway. What's a sham's mindset, you inquire? It implies being centered around yourself and not others. It implies having want. It implies needing it, readiness to work for it. You essentially need to give it all that you need to get it. The one thing that you should comprehend is that you don't get any second chances. When your day closes, that is all there is to it.
So, what activity do you have to focus on taking today? This is for visionaries. The visionaries that can trust. The fantasies. They'll take off from us while we're running our quickest. We won't be last. We will meet our fantasies in our heaven. We will wed our fantasies. We will hold them tight to our souls. Furthermore, we will make them our own. Make them our own until the end of time. Come here, dreams. I'm pursuing you. So you're in an ideal situation, simply pursuing choices for basic reasons, doing things you care about that are significant and that contribute, and being aware of chance and drought, perceiving that the way isn't a way, it's something contrary to a line. It's a muddled, three-layered squiggle. I want to continually remind myself I'm not yet where I need to be.
However, I realize I'll arrive. It's bound to happen. In any case, I'm back. I'm more grounded. I'm willing. Also, I'm prepared to battle. I may be injured. However, I won't be crushed. Notwithstanding all that I've been facing, I will rise. This is a period for reclamation. Vindicate yourself. Get back in the battle once more.
The more prominent the test, the more prominent the prize. Center around the open doors that are accessible to you. Indeed, things have occurred in your life. Indeed, not obtaining the result you anticipated harms. Indeed, you have been beaten a couple of times in your day-to-day existence. In any case, being beaten doesn't imply that you're finished. Indeed, getting yourself in the wake of being thumped down is difficult. Be that as it may, those are simply transitory minutes. Those are transitory minutes that you will traverse and return from. You got to turn it up, and you got to turn it up this moment.
Right now, you can move your energy. You can move your contemplations. You can move your outcomes. You should stand up. So contend energetically as you can. So comprehend inside yourself that reason should be satisfied inside you. Reclamation is within reach. You have more power than you understand. Everything depends upon you. I want you to say back to me, I will rise. No, you need to say it like you would not joke about this. I will rise. All through my life, I have encountered countless difficulties, such countless misfortunes. I have been furious. I cried around evening time. I even felt frustrated with myself, assuming I will be perfect at something. What great am I assuming all that I come before separates me to where I can't conduct myself any longer. You must go through the agony, to go through the battle, to realize that your reality matters. You have something within you right now that you have that should be stirred, that should have the fire to rise once more, to push once more, to awaken once more. I'm not a casualty. I'm an overcomer. Crossing the end goal was difficult, yet reclamation feels much better.
In this very moment, you have the power to shift your energy. You have the power to shift your thoughts. You have the power to shift your results.
Furthermore, In some cases, these fights are not implied for us to succeed around then. In any case, that doesn't imply that you quit living. That doesn't imply that you surrender now. You've had to deal with unbelievable hardship. You've had to deal with torment. You've experienced frustration. You've been ignored and misconstrued. Yet, that is all behind you. It's the ideal opportunity for you to get all that you've at any point needed, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Might it be said that you will appear like you've never appeared?
It's the ideal opportunity for you to sparkle. Your day of reclamation is here. It won't ever be a simple day. In any case, it's daily for recovery. It's daily to have the option to lift your head up and say, I'm here, I'm solid, I'm willing, I'm not finished at this point. Assuming you are feeling down, wake up. Assuming that you are feeling unmotivated, wake up. You need to rework the story you've been telling yourself so you can step into another degree of overflow. You need to express it until you feel it. You need to say, I will ascend until you in a real sense see yourself transcending all the uncertainty, all the concern, and all the pressure you've been under. Now is the ideal opportunity. Recovery is within reach. What do? Do you stand and battle? Do you sit and pause? Or on the other hand, do you turn into a fighter? Not an excessive number of individuals are prepared, not such many individuals are worked for it. However, you should stand firm. I am solid, I'm prepared, and I will commit myself since I have been reclaimed. So quit saying it's excessively hard. Quit saying you don't have any idea what to do. Now is the ideal time to change your internal discussions. It's the ideal opportunity for you to return and get all that was taken from you. Now is the right time to return and recuperate your misfortunes. It's the ideal opportunity for you to ascend. It's the ideal opportunity for you to get up. It's the ideal opportunity for you to go higher. Speed up. Test your cutoff points. I won't surrender. I won't stop.
I will carry on with this life through the feelings of despair in general and torments. Also, I will progress forward until my final gasp. I'm superior to I was yesterday. I'm awesome of myself, not terrible. Nothing will keep me down. On the off chance that it didn't make me, it won't ever break me. For I'm reclaimed, and this is a snapshot of reclamation. You were picked for this second. How about we go? Those of you out there, you lose it, and you don't have the right to lose. You set forth the energy. You tried sincerely and you lost it. Furthermore, I want you to help me out. This is the year to turn that around. Indeed, you were dismissed the last time, yet take the plunge once more. You were ignored the last time. However, show up once more. Why? Since you are not wrapped up. It isn't finished. You are not finished. It isn't past the point of no return. Be that as it may, which isolates a visionary from a practitioner. Allow me to separate that. 3 words: steady completion. Envision a ball player shooting loops. How can you say whether that shot will go in? How can you say whether that individual is a shooter? You know how you became a shooter. You know how you wreck it. It's all in the completion. I am familiar with difficult stretches. They can create you or they can break you. Come on currently. Come on, bring it.
Come to this point, no doubt. Better believe it. God has not provided us with a feeling of dread. So I lack the opportunity and willpower to be unfortunate. I needed to supplant dreadfulness with courage and inventiveness and step up and accomplish something different with my life. I will make it. This is my rebound story. It happens. To step into your motivation, it moves into your predetermination. It removes confidence to pull from all that is recognizable. To step into an unknown area, to turn into the individual you were destined to be. It takes confidence. So all along, you should conclude that you will not remain where you are.
Have you at any point contemplated motivating another person? Have you at any point contemplated lifting another person? We want you to be a light amidst murkiness. This world has gone off the deep end. This world necessitates you to ascend. This world requires your fantasy. This world requires you to be you. Give as much investment to your fantasy as you do to your apprehensions. That makes the opening for wonders to appear in your life. I really want you to recognize the reality. Recognize that you lost it. Is it true that you are hearing me?
Recognize it. Own it. Own up to the way that I'm losing. I'm losing monetarily. I'm losing. I'm losing in my marriage. I'm losing. I'm losing with my children. I'm losing. Self-awareness. I'm losing. What's more, I'm fed up with losing. I really want you to take ownership of it. I'm losing. Recognize it. Own it. Own up to the way that I'm losing. I'm losing monetarily. I'm losing. I'm losing in my marriage. I'm losing. I'm losing with my children. I'm losing. Self-awareness. I'm losing. What's more, I'm fed up with losing. I really want you to take ownership of it. I'm losing. Because of my secondary school dropout. I'm losing. I'm working at the lowest pay permitted by law. I'm losing. I'm crossing paths with the law. I'm losing. My mother isn't conversing with me. An alienated relationship. I'm losing. I'm requesting that you control what you have some control over. You have some control over hitting the sack. You have some control over getting up. You have some control over being on time. You have some control over going to class. You have some control over appearing.
You have some control over getting your work done. You have some control over your demeanor. You have some control over being great.
It's your kid at saying, you need to be a champ and you need to quit losing. Then, at that point, limit the blunders and make the remainder of your life the best of your life. In any event, when it appears as though you're losing, you're winning. Never let vulnerability or uncertainty be the justification for why you quit. Try not to underrate yourself. You give your best, and God will do what you can't do. Step up to the plate. Gain some new useful knowledge. Toss your net on the opposite side. Be aggressive, request help, not on the grounds that you're powerless, but since you need to major areas of strength for stay up your brain and anticipate that things should get better, for you want to stroll into your future entire, adapted, prepared to snatch individuals that put stock in you before you came to the top, return and get them.
Yet first you must condition yourself. Come on, who am I conversing with? I'm conversing with that individual that is burnt out on where they are. You need to track down a way. You should figure out how to get back up. This isn't the end for you. You won't stop. Try not to end this life for allowed. Experience each second realizing you will regret absolutely nothing. We are alive and breathing and able to do beyond what we might at any point envision. It couldn't be any more obvious. We have these extreme minutes throughout everyday life.
Walt Disney sought financial protection multiple times, and he had 2 mental meltdowns. Goodness, he was twisted. However, he wasn't broken. No, he continued to make. Somebody took his most memorable animation that had extraordinary commitment, and somebody took it. Someone in his group took it from him. His heart was broken. Yet he didn't remain there being irate and unpleasant and discussing. He made Mickey Mouse. Had that individual not took his most memorable animation, Mickey Mouse could never have been conceived. Commonly when one entryway shuts, another entryway opens. However, we invest energy checking out and discussing the shut entryway. We don't see the entryway. Surrendering is simple. Capitulating to how you feel is simple. Yet, keeping it together, when you feel as if you have nothing left, well, that is difficult.
So, when you say you will settle on the difficult choices, could it be said that you will extend yourself? Is it true or not that you will get up each time you fall, assuming that you will get to the top? You must understand what it seems like to be at the base. You need to understand what it seems like to slither through the soil and the mud and everything that you feel awkward in being in. What do your eyes see? What is your vision? I really want you to focus on it. I really want you to be huge, and I want you to commit. I really want you to large think.
I want you to commit. I want you to arrange it, and I want you to see everything through to completion. That is all achievement requires for you to ascend. Without disappointments or difficulties, there could be no achievement. Then you will get up and you will go up. Wonders happen when you give as much energy to your fantasies. A fantasy about getting the pieces and starting from the very beginning once more. The fantasy of if you get wrecked throughout everyday life, attempt and land on your backs in such a case that you can look into, you can get up. A fantasy that when a specialist takes a gander at you and says you're terminal and you say no, you decide the determination. God decides the visualization.
The fantasy that this has not come to remain. It has happened. Goodness, when you give as much investment to your fantasy, to this new vision of yourself, I'll give you every one of your eyes can see. Focus. There's significance in you. There are countless individuals relying on you. You've heard this multiple times, that the graveyard is loaded with potential. Furthermore, that is valid, since that individual didn't do what they expected to do through the scramble.
We are conceived and we are going to die. Presently, I will pose you an inquiry. How are you going to manage your scramble? I know the inclination. No, that is not that phony lion, tiger, and bear's inspiration. This that experiencing childhood in the ghettos. Watching your mother gesture on the sofa as you go to class. We need more. We need more out of this life. Also, on the off chance that you're not ready to give that to us, we will take it. So have a long shot mindset. Like everyone's now excluded you. Like everyone's now informed you. You don't have the stuff. You don't have what it takes. That what you began, you won't wrap up. Pour your direction into your future.
Battle for your objective. Give it all that you have. Since you should go for broke, life will hit you in your mouth. And you must help me out. Your why must be more noteworthy than that took out. What's more, I love it. Buster Douglas got taken out. No one at any point got taken out by Mike Tyson and at any point got back up. It was very nearly a 10 count. He was staggering. There were 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Bailed out by luck. He goes to his corner. The entire world is like, that is all there is to it. When he returns out, that is all there is to it. Mike will simply pound him. Also, precisely that. Mike Tyson came out like I got him. I got this youngster facing the rope. Stand by listening to me. A significant number of you in the present moment. Life has you facing the rope. You can't surrender. You can't surrender. Pay attention to me. Assuming it was simple, everyone would make it happen. Furthermore, if life has you upheld, I want you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas began retaliating. What an uppercut by Douglas. Also, down goes Tyson.
The world was stopped. Goliath has been wrecked. What was the deal? Also, they went to Buster Douglas, and they asked Buster Douglas basically like, what was the deal? What's more, Buster Douglas expressed, pay attention to me. It's genuinely straightforward. Before my mom died, she told the entire world that I would have been Mike Tyson. Also, 2 days before the battle, my mom passed on. Buster Douglas he had a choice to make. At the point when his mom passed on, he could die with his mom, or he settled on a choice. I can awaken and I can live for mother. What's more, he just took Mike Tyson out. Basically, on the grounds that his for what reason was more prominent than that punch. His for what reason was more noteworthy than route. His for what reason was more noteworthy than his preliminary and his hardship. Also, I'm telling you, in the event that you don't have the foggiest idea what your for what reason is and your for what reason serious areas of strength for won't get taken out each and every day.
A man isn't a man by his age. A man is a man by his encounters. What he goes through, what he battles through, that makes a hero. That makes the best. I won't take my life in an abyss. I will rise and I will show the world that significance is gotten by a man that pushed constantly.
I accept and I stand on it right up till now, as lengthy is the sun radiating all over and not on my grave. I got an amazing chance.